Welcome back to another video feature of the Immersive Worlds Handbook. Just behind me here is Chile's Pavilion at Expo 2015. Let's go inside and take a look here. So when you first enter the pavilion here, you actually go up on a people mover, which is on an incline. And I think it's one of the few pavilions at the Expo where I felt initially like I was on a dark ride. It had that feel of a theme park ride. And as you can see, there's also a voiceover and some natural sounds trying to put us into a mood, I guess, in terms of immersing us in the pavilion. And this is probably effective because of the sounds, the voiceover. You can see the rocks on the ceiling, and also the time that it takes to get up the incline, and also the movement itself. It's something that allows you, I think, to enter into the threshold of the pavilion experience. Okay, then following this, we'll enter into the main exhibition space of this pavilion. And you can see many of the video screens here, immersive screens. And what we're going to see in a minute here, what's quite unique, is that they actually have docents or guides who talk you through the experience in the pavilion, as you can hear maybe coming up.
English?
Yes.
Okay. Here in this screen, we can see Chile in all of its length, from the north arriving to the extreme south of Chile and Patagonia. You can see we have a spectrum of nature in our country, and the idea in this room is to travel around the images, always under the speakers, because each image has its own sound. So the idea is to travel around from the north to the south, or the other way around, listening and paying attention to the sounds of our nature.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so you had a chance there to hear some of the docents' narration, and as you can see, a very innovative concept here. We have just above, you see these directional speakers, so when you stand underneath those, you see a different, well, you first on the video screen see a different region of Chile, and then you hear the sound of that region. And I'll try to pick up on, let me increase the volume here so you could hear some of the sound of those regions. Okay, and they also incorporate here an interactive screen at the end of the pavilion, actually, where you can look at the many food products of Chile. So I thought very unique, and this is one of these screens that is highly immersive, highly interactive, I guess I should say, as you can see here from some of the work on the screen. And I have to say it was one of the most innovative screens, I think, interactive screens that I experienced while at the exposition. Okay, next I'm going to show you the another part of the pavilion which had a very large immersive video screen and film. And I'll leave some of the sound up here so you can actually hear the experience. It's hard to get a sense, but this is a very immersive, well over, I would say, 180-degree field of vision. It starts off with, you know, in an evolutionary perspective here, the formation of the various land masses, and then it gets into a series of visually stunning landscapes, again taking advantage of the sound and the vision, which I think are real keys for the pavilion, as you noted in that first room. And unlike some of the other pavilions, if you compare to, say, Thailand, which also has some very immersive screens, but has much more talking and text or narration that describes certain political issues or economic or agricultural issues. In this case, it was a much more muted, subdued, mystical experience, and I think I appreciated this more because it allowed you to simply take in the diversity of all of Chile's landscapes and ecosystems and climate zones. So let's just take a look then at a little more of this video. Okay, and now I'll show you a short video I shot describing some of my reactions to the pavilion during my visit. Alright, so I'm just leaving Chile's pavilion. Some interesting elements, medium-sized Expo pavilion space. First room, they do the personalization approach like we saw in Ecuador. You can hear the rainforest, Patagonia birds and so forth. So they use a sensory thing where you go through all the different zones of Chile and you stand over one of the directional speakers. Very, very smart use of auditory technology, I think, to express each of the regions. One of the best designs at the Expo for showing diversity of place and people. The second room is a very long show, wide anamorphic screen. At times I kept thinking, it should be in 3D because it had that effect where things were popping out at you. But really immersive, and I'll show you some of the video there on the GoPro. And then finally, you saw here we interact with a screen that talks about the local food and the flora and the fauna and so forth, and pretty cool, technology there as well. And I wanted to mention as well that when you exit the pavilion, they have this wonderful market where you can sample Chilean food, and I had an opportunity to do so, and the food was quite excellent. And this is one of the cool things about the Expo, is that you do get to try some of the local specialties of the various pavilions, as you can see here in the case of these really fine offerings here in Chile. I hope you enjoyed the video feature today here outside of Chile's Pavilion at Expo 2015 Milan. Please come back for additional video features of the Immersive Worlds Handbook.